So here we go. This is a high skill shot. I'm using a 60-degree wedge. So let's just try to go to that flag back there. So a lot of times by the way, like, why is it you think that people always grab their 56 or their 60 when they're around the green and they don't want to ever land the ball short of the green and run it up? Is there a reason why you think people do that? Does anyone here do that? No one does that. So Phil, yeah, go ahead.
I feel more comfortable using a gap wedge to kind of get on there a little bit because of the heel.
Right, so you'd rather, and what I was searching for, what I was hoping you were going to say was, what's that, Maria? Yeah, it's smart, yeah. She uses her putter. What I was hoping you'd say is, you don't know how hard to hit the 7-iron or the 8-iron. But you know you're trying to land the ball on the green with this thing, right? But this is more high skill. So I'm not going to just butcher this thing on purpose, really, but let's look at what can happen. Well, that was extreme, right? But chunk shots happen. It's funny, whenever I try to chunk it a little bit, I chunk it a lot. And this happens. Like a bladed shot. And that can go over the green or be short of the green. All right? So what we're trying to do, though, is hit this shot where the ball lands up on the green. Pat's back there. Okay, and that was all fine and dandy, right? But the problem with it is, like, my miss. My misses are going to be pretty bad using a 60-degree wedge, okay? So what I would love for people to do is start to learn and get comfortable with a shot that takes very little skill, and then the only thing you have to learn is how hard to hit it through practice, right? So I'm just going to play this off my back foot. We've got an 8-iron. And I'm just going to basically putt it with a little loft, an 8-iron loft. Pretty good, right? Now, frankly, I expected, because I haven't done this as the first shot of the day, I thought I might have to practice it for a few minutes to get the distance down. But what this does is this takes a shot that requires a lot of physical skill and transfers the hard part to just knowing how hard to hit it. But you learn that just through practice. Does that make sense what I'm saying? And then when we get to the physical part is what we're trying to do, I'm going to play the ball back in my stance. It doesn't have to be all the way off my back foot. It's going to be back in my stance. I'm going to cheat weight forward, and I'm just going to make sure that, just like when I putt, I want to make sure that I keep my chest moving and keep my hands in front of me, right? Now, the one little thing I'll also add here is, now that you start thinking about technique, sometimes it's easier to miss-hit the shot because you're not focused on the target, you're focused on technique. But I'm going to try to do it. So, weight forward, ball back, and putt it. And that was a little bit short, I could tell. But if that's my worst miss, then I'm going to be in great shape. Does that make sense? Any questions at all? All right, so now the hard part is just the practice. That's what we're going to do. All right, let's do it. Thank you, Maria.